The following is brought to you by the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
It's time to get in the ring with DJ D.
Yes, it is. It's time to get in the ring with DJ D. Kooks and Beast Mike. How you doing, Beast Mike?
I'm doing pretty good. This is obviously been a really big week in wrestling over the last week and a half. Now 2 weeks coming up. Well, we got some big stuff coming up this weekend, but we got to talk about what happened last weekend and what shook the wrestling world and basically put it on its ear.
Yes, AEW, All Elite Wrestling. They're no longer a t-shirt company.
Nope. It's real. We all saw it.
Anyone who calls it a t-shirt company and tries to justify it loses all my respect. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Out here trying to demean AEW for saying, okay, let's try to see if we can put up a fight with the big boys. What a great first impression. The crowd was hot all night. The matches themselves were good. It was so much that happened really well. They came out the gate swinging with the inflating of the numbers. I thought that was a great dig. And they took shots at WWE all night long, but that was a great dig to start the evening.
Great dig to start the evening. I thought some of the digs were a little petty.
Okay.
Like the Cody one.
Oh, the sledgehammer?
Specifically talking to the Cody one. But overall, I had some very minor issues with the production, which we'll get into, especially during the buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Yeah, this knocks it out the park.
When I'm nitpicky, you know it's a good show.
And yeah, there really weren't that many mistakes. Not much I would really change about this show. The matches were good. The storytelling was really good. The drama involved was really entertaining.
Right. And I thought it came off professional.
Yes.
They
took their jabs, which is fine. You kind of expected the people to take jabs at WWE because there's a whole lot of rocks that you can throw at the glass house. But they were nice subtle jabs. They were nice jabs that everyone can understand. And they weren't reaching for anything when they did it.
It's a little glass house, as we'll get into later, but overall, AEW was a phenomenal show. We'll go match by match in a minute, but overall, great out of 10.
Probably go 9 out of 10. I really did enjoy a lot of what it really presented here. I mean, the commentary was pretty solid. They didn't really jump on anybody. Nothing seemed forced. I do want to see I think it all just made sense. Like the commentary team made sense. The lighting made sense. The pyro made sense. The entrances were pretty solid. How they built the drama up all night long was solid. The belt, the new AEW championship looks dope. And we'll talk about Bret Hart later. But that looks dope. And they built up, I think what we can both agree on, the best division in AEW right now is probably going to be the tag team division, which looks absolutely stacked.
You have 6 of the best tag teams in the world. My
Yes.
God. So we go to the buy-in show, and we had the Casino Battle Royale, which you had a suit of cards and a wild card. Each suit had 5 wrestlers come out. So
understood it. They're in Vegas. That's fine. I wish it didn't go that route, but I get why they did it.
I didn't really like the Battle Royal that much.
Okay.
But it was a pre-show match, so
Right.
I can't complain that much.
I get why they did the whole suit of cards thing. I get it. It's Vegas. You basically promoted this around casino and gambling and whatnot. So I get it. It was literally in a casino. So I totally get why they did the whole gambling hook to this battle royal and how they're going to have all the wrestlers come out. I get that. So I'm not going to really dump on it too much.
I understood, and Hangman Page was the last entrant. He runs wild, eliminates a bunch of people. And then the final four was MJF, Havoc, Luchasaurus, and Page. They all beat down MJF, Acid Rainmaker to Luchasaurus, and DVD on the Page follows by Havoc. Page cuts him off. Luchasaurus dumps Havoc. MJF hides on the floor. Page works over Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus cuts him off, charges. Page always blows him. And for the elimination. And then MJF attacks, buckshot lariat. MJF gets eliminated, and Page wins the Battle Royal and faces the winner of Jericho Omega.
I had no issue with Hangman Page being the winner. Page looks like a guy to me that's going to be one of the guys you can really build that company around. MJF, I will say, cocky young heel. I like his swag. I like his style on the microphone. He's the guy that everyone can easily hate. I think MJF is going to be a player too. We are going to get to that too. We'll get to that later as to what really why I say that. But all in all, solid ending. I think I got the right four or so that was left in the Battle Royal. They're going to be big players going forward.
Yes. Then we had Sammy Guevara versus Kip Sabian in the main event of the pre-show. And it was a good showcase match for both. Sammy looks for a 630 late in the match, and then Sabian counters and hits the Deathly Hallows for the win. 3-star match. Really, just a good showcase for both.
Again, solid way to get everyone into the building. Solid way to say, okay, this is the kind of content you're going to get here. You're going to get incredible act. You're going to get really good action. You're going to get captivating wrestling. This is a good way to get people into the door. So well done.
Yes. We had the end of the pre-show. We had each guy walking up. Nothing really to add here. We had national anthem. Then we have the opening of the pay-per-view. SCU versus Strong Hearts.
Very good 6-man tag. This is SCU is a team that's they're just so productive in everything they're doing. They're crisp and they're clean. They're very efficient. Strong Hearts did their thing too. And all in all, good win for SCU, but a very good match.
Yes, this was the perfect opener. Great sprint style opener.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the only bad parts of the commentary were Jim Ross calling them Chinese when they're Japanese.
Yeah, that's a bit of a miss.
But JR wasn't really that bad.
No, JR was all right.
Excalibur was more like the lead play-by-play guy.
Mm-hmm. And JR bring you the nuts and bolts.
Nuts and bolts. And let JR fill in with the color and the stories. I thought overall...
And that's the way to do it, I think.
That's the perfect way to do it because Excalibur, Trevor Dame on Twitter, our good friend Trevor Dame, said... This is like the grandson saying to the grandfather, this is the one Radiohead song you'll like.
I like that. I like that.
Ross.
I like that. But I think this is really good for JR now, where he doesn't have to do the heavy lifting. It's a really good way for him to say, okay, he can paint the picture, but he doesn't have to supply all this. He doesn't have to supply all the material to do it. It's a good look now. Or remember, like I've said a few times, where JR lost his fastball but never really had a changeup. Maybe he finally developed one, and maybe this is a Jamie Warner style thing, where he came out swinging and all of a sudden, okay, his fastball is not 95 anymore. His fastball is maybe 80, 89, and it works. In this case, it works. I like how they did it. Excalibur's going to kill it as the lead guy on this commentary team.
Excalibur's awesome.
He really is.
Marvez was bad.
Yeah, Marvez could be better. I agree. Marvez could be better.
But he wasn't like offensively bad. He was just bad, like, and nervous.
I think it was, nervous and lack of experience. I think it just seemed like it felt like it was one of his first times on a main stage like this. So I think it just, with more seasoning on a stage like this, I think by the time they get to TV, I think he'll be fine. He just needs more time on big stages such as this.
But the Strong Hearts and SCU opener, it started off with a hot promo with Daniel singing. That was fantastic. Something interesting was the 10 counts instead of the 5 counts for tag teams.
Right.
To get out of the ring.
Oh, allows for more offense. I think it allows for, the match doesn't slow down. So I actually think it's going to be a good look going forward.
Yes, and as the Addiction hits the best Meltzer ever onto Lindemann. Then we have Kylie Ray versus Nyla Rose versus Dr. Britt Baker.
Good triple threat match.
And introduces Awesome Kong into the match.
As Brandy Rose was supposed to, stayed on the stage, cut a promo, and then Awesome Kong jumps in, and Awesome Kong looked very good. I'm happy to see Awesome Kong back in the ring. It's felt like I haven't seen her in years. Like she was last in WWE or something. Like I felt like that was the last time I really saw her, and she looked so productive. She looked like she never really missed a step since that time. Very happy to see Awesome Kong back in.
Wasn't as good as she could have been. She didn't really do all that much, but I could see why you would think it was awesome just to see her.
You heard like some of the stories of like, oh, like she was pregnant or something, and it was like she like had complications or something, or it was.
Yeah, and she had a bad back, and
right. So that's what I'm saying. I was happy to see her come back into the ring and look. You're right. Not as clean as she was, but it's good that this is like her first, like on a big stage, on a stage like this, her first time really being on, and she looks solid, look good. All for it.
And they let Kylie Ray and Britt Baker do a lot of the heavy lifting. There was a nice Tower of Doom spot. Ray fires up and hits Baker with a super kick. But Baker hits a super kick and the last shot for the win at 11:05. This was a good showcase for Britt and Kylie.
Pretty much.
But I think this was the weakest match on the pay-per-view side.
And it's not to say it's a bad thing.
No,
we're not dumping on this match like it's bad. Like it's just it was better. This is better stuff.
It was serviceable. It was good.
Yeah.
But when you have a match like Cody Dustin, the opener, and a bunch of others,
somebody's got to be the lowest on the totem pole.
Yep. Jack Evans and Angelico Cole versus the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta. What are your thoughts on this match?
Entertaining. I really did. I liked what it brought here. And then, of course, we get the shocker at the very end, after the match, with the Smash Brothers.
I don't think they'll be called that because Nintendo.
Yeah, the copyrights. No, they're not gonna keep that. But it's but their intro into AEW, what an impact that was. I love that blockbuster, that Diamond Dust move that they did, the Gordy special to Diamond Dust flow. That looked nasty, and the two main dudes look like they can really go to work here.
They call it the Bat Breaker.
I like that. I like that finisher. They got some promise, and a bunch of goons, but they got some promise.
Yeah, this tag team division is awesome. The best friends would win with a strong 0, and it was freaking awesome. This was a great match. I would go for it flat on it.
So many good tag teams. So you got SCU, and you got Best Friends, and then Bucks, and then is so stacked.
Bros.
Yep, Lucha Bros in here. You got so many good teams. The tag team, whenever they do come up with tag team titles, and then the tournament that's going to come up with the champions or however they do it, that's going to be appointment television right there.
Aja Kong, Yuka Sakazaki, and Emi Sakura versus Hikaru Shida, Ryo Abe, and Ryo Mizunami. The Joshi 6-woman tag. What were your thoughts on that?
I'm going to need to see Aja Kong versus Awesome Kong ASAP. I'm going to need those two to battle each other. That's going to be highly entertaining television for me to see that. The match itself, the match itself was really good. The 6-woman tag was really good. The 21-year-old, absolutely stood out to me.
I think that was Yuka Sakazaki.
She was on fire to me. I think I couldn't believe they were saying that she's only 21. She's got so much talent and so much fire. That's a bright future there. A woman that eventually potentially could carry a women's division.
All 6 of women are awesome.
Yeah, they are. There's not going to be a bad women's champion in this company, it looks like. And I'm all for that.
This was hard-hitting.
Yes.
Exciting.
Yep.
There was a botch, but it didn't really affect the match.
Right.
Which wasn't the ref's fault. If you look on the replay,
it looked like there was a kick. It looked like there was a kick out.
There was a kick out, and she didn't put her hands down all the way.
Right.
So that was the timekeeper.
That was just poor timing. I'll just chalk that up to poor timing. But still, the match itself, highly impressive.
Cody gets the Triple H throne entrance.
You had to know that after Triple H clapped at AEW at the Hall of Fame speech, you had to know that Cody was going to clap back. And that's how Cody chose to clap back. And then they teased the sledgehammer spot with him and the Road and Brandy. So you had to know that Cody was going to clap back.
My thing is, let the product speak for itself. You don't have to do all that. You don't have to do all that. Take a nice little knife twist when you're already stabbing with the pay-per-view. Right. You don't have to twist the knife. They're pretty much already dead, as we'll get into later.
Not financially, of course, but we're talking in terms of like content and obviously the ratings. But it's a classic case when it comes to what advertising. I believe something the line is along the lines of, if you're number one, you don't have to mention number two. And clearly AEW is mentioning number one, well, at least in terms of the money and how much they generate and whatnot. And that's pretty much their game and a lot of the pay-per-view. But there were some good subtle jabs, and then they tried to throw some haymakers involved. And this was clearly a haymaker that Cody tried to throw before he had a classic with his brother.
Yes, this was a freaking classic. Cody versus Dustin Rhodes. This was amazing.
He's definitely the match of the night. I mentioned last week this was the match I thought that could steal the show. And it not only stole the show, it burned the house down. It was the story that they told, the action involved, the drama involved, the story that the commentators told. Like how JR was mentioning that he knew these two boys when they were kids. And it came to this. And it was just, it had you invested all the way through from bell to bell. The Blood told a great story. Like the Blood that Dustin.
All-time great play job.
Yes. Like that told a great story. It
throughout the damn match.
Yes. It was just, I take nothing back from this match. It was absolutely incredible. And even then, after Cody wins with Crossroads, and they both hit Crossroads several times. They both hit Crossroads at least once. And Cody hit it at the very end to win. Even Dustin doing Canadian Destroyers?
He's doing Code Red.
I'm sorry, he did a Code Red. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like it's like it was absolutely incredible. And then two things. One, the promo after the match that Cody cut to say, okay, I signed you to AEW for a match, but not your last. Like we gotta battle the Young Bucks, which is gonna be awesome. And two, did you hear Dustin's interview that he did afterward?
Yes.
Ooh, so much heat from Dustin. Basically saying like it was nice. It felt nice to get out of prison. I was like, ooh, all the shade that was thrown. Out here throwing gasoline on a fire right there. It was so much shade by Dustin, but he put on an incredible classic. One of his best matches of his career, if not his best match of his career.
Yeah,
incredible stuff.
Easily.
It should be on many match of the year candidates ballots towards the end of the year. But that was an excellent match.
We get highlights of Jericho, Paige winning the Casino Royale Battle Royal. Bret Hart comes out because Bret Hart gives no fucks.
Facts. This is a money grab, and people were speculating what would happen to if anything would happen to Natalya. What's up?
They said it was going to be Flair before.
Yeah, I heard about that. Before Flair got sick, before Flair had to go to the hospital, but Flair's straight now, so good. So Nate, keep doing your thing. Stay healthy. Yeah, it was supposed to be Nate.
But then MJF steals the freaking show.
Like I mentioned earlier, MJF has got star heel written all over him. This is why MJF absolutely killed it with this promo. Straight killed it, and to the point where he basically got triple teamed at the end of it. The belt is gorgeous, by the way. We harped on the 24/7 belt being kind of whack last week. This was not. The AEW's championship belt looks dope. It's absolutely gorgeous. It looks like it's basically a giant anvil that Bret Hart was holding up, but it's the belt's gorgeous. It really is. But yeah, MJF absolutely killed it with this promo that he cut before he basically got jumped by all parties involved. And also the shade he threw with the security thing as Bret got jumped in the Hall of Fame.
I was like, holy mackerel.
Yeah, I popped for that one too. I popped for that too. Like we're gonna go this. We're gonna take it there. But yeah, MJF killed it too. MJF killed it with the promo there.
Then Bucks versus Lucha Bros had to follow that.
And did it well. I mean, I think that was the best way to do it was to have your most reliable tag team in the company do their thing right after that. And they did a very good job.
Lucha Bros never have a bad match either.
They sure don't. And then, yeah, so you got two excellent tag teams battling each other for the AAA tag titles.
Oh, that tribute to the Motor City Machine Guns, that was nice. We're not going to spot here because it would take us forever.
Mm-hmm.
But they would one-on Meltzer driver for the win.
Good job by the Bucks to get it done. But yeah, it was all over the place. Chaos from pretty much midway to the middle of the match to the end, as pretty much all Young Bucks matches do. When they kind of build up, and then we get to chaos, and then we get mayhem, and then we always usually end with a big spot. So good, well done. Good job with the Bucks to keep those AAA tag titles. Very good match, pretty much. I'd probably go 4 1/4, 4 1/2. But I agree with you. The Rhodes Brothers is 4 3 quarters.
Then we had our main event. Had to follow those two matches.
Mm-hmm.
But it did well.
It did It wasn't Wrestle Kingdom, but it was really good.
It's really good. It revolved around Jericho avoiding the one-winged angel.
Mm-hmm.
And Jericho would hit the code breaker and the Judas effect to win. But that's not the major story here.
Now, the Judas effect, for those who don't know, that's basically a spinning back elbow. It's pretty much what Jericho did to Omega to put Omega down for 3.
What I liked about that, the psychology of the Judas effect, he did not feign it once.
No, he didn't. He threw it out there. Like it's like he knew that was going to be how he was going to close. Omega pretty much never saw it coming. And then once Omega got hit with it, that was it. It hit Omega clean in the head. But yes, but he's not kidding. That was not the main story. Jericho cuts a promo basically saying, this is all because of me. I'm the reason why all of you are here. I'm going to be obviously going to be the champion with beating Heyman Page, etc., etc. But then the crowd starts to build up. The crowd gets loud. The noise level goes way up into the building. And then we see a very familiar face walking through the crowd. Some may know him as Dean Ambrose. We now know him as Jon Moxley.
Yes.
Moxley then steps into the ring. Not a word was uttered in the ring by Moxley. Jericho looks at him like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then Moxley steps to Jericho and basically effectively hit what we all know was the Dirty Deeds, double arm DDT that he hit so well and so quickly. The ref tries to check Moxley, and then he gets the same fate Jericho does. It's on site. Now we get to the other part of this deal where Omega he looks at Omega and we're thinking, he's gonna finish Omega off the same way, and he tried to. Omega saw it coming, and they started brawling all over the building. This led to the staging area where they had the giant poker chips, and then Moxley basically runs away from Omega, climbing onto them. And then double arm DDT, and then basically gives him the attitude adjustment off the stage through a table that was on its side. But again, maybe that's not even the main story. The promo he cut afterward. Absolute fire.
Oh my God, that promo was so good. I'm like, the shackles are off.
It was absolute fire. It was absolute fire. And then talk is Jericho, which I think we should get into right now.
Let's get into that. Jericho had Moxley on to explain And I felt this was more impactful than the CM Punk art of wrestling. Because it gives you an inside grip of, like, what the hell goes on in that company. That Punk art of wrestling was just two bitter guys.
Okay.
You know, Colt's not that as bitter as CM Punk is, but CM Punk comes off as bitter.
A little, yeah, he kind of does. He does.
Moxley did not come off as bitter.
He just came off as honest.
He was honest, and he wanted his character to be the best it could possibly be.
Right.
And basically, he's like, why am I doing this?
So some of the gists of it were, there were some scripts involved, I believe it was, that he wanted to kind of want to put his own spin on it, and he kind of had to throw it away and reject it. That was one thing that was wrong with it. The Roman Reigns cancer stuff, which nobody liked, that they went the route of disrespecting Roman and the cancer, which apparently Roman was like kind of gave the okay to, even though again I still don't like it. But Roman apparently kind of gave the okay to, but he didn't like it. He didn't want to do it. And he didn't want to go that route, and that was bad.
He said there was a line in there that it was so bad that they could have lost sponsorships. He did not say that line. But,
right.
But
yeah, I did. That was also part of it. And he also pretty much explained the moment when he wanted to leave WWE, where he said he wanted to come when he was coming back right before SummerSlam last year, where he was like, I did want to come back to wrestling, but not to WWE. And that was pretty telling. And then when he realized when he wasn't going to resign was the whole thing with the doctor where he was taking those needles, was the part where he was like, okay, that's the part where I know I don't want to be here. And yeah.
Like the pitting of Vince McMahon as a delusional old man.
Which a lot of people, I know you agree with it.
This is good shit. Good shit.
I know you agree. I know you've been saying that for a couple of years. You've been saying it since back when we were Marco. That Vince was delusional. That Vince was losing touch with the audience, the current audience. It hasn't adapted to what the current audience wants.
Sanborn basically confirms everything I've been saying.
He kept the one, and he's not wrong. There are ways where you can tell that Triple H understands more than Vince does. I.e., in the NXTs. We see Hunter pretty much controlling them. And NXT, everyone admits, or everyone knows NXT is better than the main roster stuff.
The media call was also today.
Is what?
You know, when he does before NXT Takeover.
Yeah.
Meltzer. that was gold. But Meltzer asked Triple H about Gable and Harper, and like Triple H said, they could always use them, but it's no guarantees that they will get pushed in NXT. But the main thing that came out of the Triple H call was that let's finger quote this, injuries have changed plans on NXT guys coming up to the main roster. Injuries is a funny way of saying delusional 73-year-old man.
He don't want to put heat on Vince. It's obvious. He doesn't want to put heat on his father-in-law. That sounds obvious to me.
Yes.
Because he knows how much he would take, and Vince would take if Triple H just kept it a buck. It was like, Vince is the reason why this isn't happening, et cetera, et cetera. And there are several dudes that we think that should be called up right now that aren't being called up. Velveteen Dream, Undisputed Era. I think Shayna should be called up. There's several that I think should come up.
A delusional 73-year-old man stands in the way of that.
Yeah.
Ciampa and Gargano, remember?
Yes, those are two more that one would think they should have been up by now, but no.
I'd rather them stay in NXT and stay away from that 73-year-old man.
You rather those two and several others that I just mentioned would carry NXT until Vince cedes power.
Vince McMahon thinks he's genuinely making a good show.
He does. And there are points where like, you've lost your mind.
You have lost your goddamn mind. I can just imagine him saying, "This is good shit." You know, but
yeah, I can imagine that too.
Which leads to Raw, where they have Baron fucking Corbin as the #1 contender.
He wasn't initially supposed to be there. This happened because AJ Styles got hurt, and Corbin was inserted in his place. Now, when AJ did the promo about it, Corbin basically paid him back for the slap he did 2 weeks ago and caught him with a right hand. So that kind of paid that off. And it seems obvious it's only a matter of time before Corbin and AJ throw hands. And the other now Raw itself did okay, did some decent things. There was no cash in for Lesnar.
Brock.
The Brock party is on. That's apparently how we're going to start playing this. The Brock party is on. They legitimately start selling shirts for Brock parties, and they legit turn a Money in the Bank briefcase into a boombox, or as Brock Lesnar calls it, the Beast Box, which is kind of hilarious. But but clearly that's what they're doing with Money in the Bank. They're going to basically build it around Brock. We'll get to that later, as to what happened later, which was, I think, the funniest part of the whole show. The first part of it really could have been saved for SmackDown, as Ziggler and Woods, because Ziggler came after Kofi, after Lesnar and obviously Seth and Kofi were in the ring waiting for Brock to decide who he was going to cash in on. Ziggler came out to jump Kofi, and then Woods came out to save Kofi, and this turned into a brawl between Ziggler and Woods. And so Kofi came back to save Woodsy. So that was effectively the first half hour of Raw. That's pretty much what it was. It was basically a brawl between Ziggler and Woods and a good promo by Dom.
51 minutes, no bell-to-bell action.
Yep. And let's see. Shane.
The delusional 73-year-old man that says, "This is good shit." Come on now.
And have Dolph beat Woods. They could have just did that on SmackDown. They didn't have to do this on Raw. Unnecessary. So Shane basically beat Roman Reigns' cousin. Whatever, he didn't miss anything. And what this led to, the signature part, the funniest part of Raw to me, was Lesnar came out again because Rollins had stormed out the first time. Rollins came back to confront Brock, and it leads to Heyman reading the contract inside a Money in the Bank briefcase. And it leads to, okay, Lesnar has until May 19, 2019 to May 19, 2020 to cash it in. Lesnar then stops Heyman, and then looks at the contract and is like, wait, I got a year to cash this in? Which is all-time hilarious because that's been the rule since day one. You know the rule. Everyone knows the rules. You win Money in the Bank, you got a year to cash. How Brock did not know he had a year to cash in Money in the Bank was all-time hilarious. It was like, how do you not know? Heyman asked the perfect question. How do you not know? How do you not know you got a year to cash in?
Gives no fucks.
It was great. It was absolutely hilarious. Now, Stephanie, I think within the last hour or so, they basically are going to condemn. They basically condemned Heyman and Lesnar for their actions, and basically how they teased the cash in and nothing happened. This just happened about an hour ago, but
Yeah, that I'm like yawn.
But this is absolutely hilarious.
Because when in doubt, when ratings are low, let's put more McMahons on the TV.
No, Danny did not get NyQuil, but Danny's obviously going to sleep. So yes, this is absolutely hilarious that Lesnar did not know that he had a year to cash in Money in the Bank. Even though that's been the rule since day one. You win the briefcase, you got a year to cash. That's all-time hilarious. That was absolutely priceless. I literally laughed out loud when I saw that. Like, how do you not know this? Okay, so we'll get back to actual wrestling. Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross, decent battle against the Iconics. Becky with the manhandle slam, as she's calling it, basically her pump handle rock bottom finisher, to get the pin.
Which looked awful.
Yeah, it still looks a little clunky. But she got the pin on Billie Kay, and then Lacey Evans basically did what she did before she started fighting on the main roster, was arrive, kind of do an entrance down the ramp, and then twirl and leave. Ricochet and Cesaro ran it back, and I'm so glad that finally get to something good. Ricochet and Cesaro ran it back on Raw, and it was just as entertaining, if not more so than the first. I can't believe how Ricochet won. If you didn't see this, you should.
There were Canadian destroyers. There were Canadian destroyers.
There were Canadian destroyers, yes, but that's not the way he won. Or he won basically. Ricochet did a handstand from the floor to the apron, and then flipped up from the apron to on Cesaro's back in electric chair position, and then turned into a Hurricane Rana to get the pin. I was like, how? How is that even possible? But this match was incredibly entertaining from start to finish. That's just how it ended, but it was incredibly entertaining from bell to bell. Well done, Ricochet Cesaro running back. They're 1-1, so we need to see the conclusion of this battle. As we kind of expected, Rey Mysterio is going to drop the U.S. title. He's already he's going to drop it so he can get healthy and get right. But it seems like it really should be a matter of time before Joe gets it back. Let's call it what it is. Joe really should have never lost it. So we'll see if Joe gets it back. We'll see what happens with the U.S. Championship going forward. But hopefully it's a quick resolution and Joe gets it back. Now we get to the Fatal 4-Way, which
cornhole for whatever reason.
Which it's what it is. Since we knew that Lashley and Strowman were going to face each other already, it pretty much came down to Corbin and Miz. Who's going to win the match between Corbin and Miz? And though Miz put up a decent fight, all in all, it was the EOD onto MIZ for the 1, 2, 3, and now the Coots will rant.
Let me rant.
Yep, let's go.
The definition of, I don't care if it's a Saudi show, I don't care if it's in Bumblefuck, Louisiana. Baron Corbin should not be challenging for any World, Universal, United States, Intercontinental, anything. Anything! He sucks so bad! He is so bad! I know. I'm getting worked up because Baron Corbin, that's supposed to be his job to work me up into a shoot.
Yep.
But, my God, you can't just... It's just disappointing. He's tall. That's the only attribute that's good about him. He's fucking tall.
He's tall and has actually got agility for his size. That's pretty much where a lot of the positives will end.
The agility part. He's tall. That's it.
And they still throw him into these situations. They throw him into these matches where it's high stakes involved.
Ratings are at an all-time low.
Even though the ratings are trash and they clearly have not learned from what you tried to, I think you were trying to go with was the definition of insanity.
Channel qualities.
Yeah, you were trying to go with the definition of insanity earlier on was the basically doing the same things over and over again and expecting a different result. You're not going to get a different result when Corbin's on the TV because 9.5 people out of 10 are going to turn away. And the other 5 probably just aren't going to pay attention. And the other 0.5 are just aren't going to pay attention to what happens. But that's what they're out there going. Corbin's going to fight Seth Rollins at Super Showdown. Super Showdown.
I'll broadcast in a minute.
For the Universal Championship. It's painful for a lot of us. Will the Saudis boo him? We'll see. But it's going to be a very painful experience for all.
Saudis are happy that they're there, so...
Pretty much. Maybe the one place on earth where Corbin will actually get a decent cheer. Think about that. Okay, so that was the Firefly Funhouse was weird, awkward, but then again, that's the way it needs to be. The Usos had a cookout with pretty much the entire show, and then the 24/7 people came in. R-Truth survived Raw with the 24/7 title. More on that on SmackDown. Actually, no, I might as well just get to it now so we can get it out of the way. Main event of SmackDown. R-Truth, first off, there was a Shane McMahon appreciation night. Yeah, it was as bad as you thought it would be. And Drake Maverick basically chased them all throughout the building. Maverick chased Truth into the ring. Truth pins Maverick. I don't know why, but to retain the championship. And then Truth gets jumped by Elias and McIntyre. One Claymore later, Elias wins the championship.
Talk about something on Raw. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn.
Oh, no, I'll get back to that. I was just kind of like rounding up the 24/7 stuff. And then we get to later on in the evening, the main event of Roman and Truth versus Elias and McIntyre. Roman gets the pin because Roman spears Elias and gets the pin there, and then spears him again after the match. And then R-Truth swoops in, takes the pin, basically with Roman's assist, to get the 24/7 championship back. Now we'll get back to what was good on the electric chair thing, which the electric chair segment kind of went haywire because they went to the audience and the audience is asking questions and whatnot. Sami Zayn did his own narcissistic self, and then the AEW spot. Yeah, I'm getting to that last. The AEW spot. The whole building snaps. The whole building snaps when they heard AEW. Corey Graves tried so hard to deflect attention away from that, but it was so good. Sami Zayn with the obvious, we're gonna throw kerosene onto this fire right here. It was such a good move by Sami Zayn.
Probably Vince was saying they're probably expecting them to boo, but everyone was like, yeah, AEW! Because AEW is a better product.
AEW killed it. AEW absolutely killed it. And it's not like we didn't expect it to be good, because we mentioned last week. We expected it to be really good. I don't think either of us thought it'd be this good.
You just gave AEW free publicity. Thank you.
Absolutely did. Well done, Sami Zayn. That backfired horribly. If that was what they wrote in the script, that was a horrible backfire on Vince's part. And obviously the love that wrestlers showed, the WWE wrestlers showed to the AEW guys, from Woodsy to a lot of the dudes who had friends in the company. Obviously Renee Young's husband was there doing his thing, and Bret Hart, obviously Natty, and did Natty know about it? Like, people were speculating that will either be punished. On the Meltzer came out and said, like, they're not gonna really do anything to either of those people, Natty or Renee Young. And it was a whole lot of love coming from the WWE wrestlers, Revival, Sasha Banks, a whole lot of love coming from all those people to the AEW crew. And obviously Sammy kind of punctured it, kind of put it away with just mentioning them on Raw, knowing full well how many eyeballs we're going to be watching. And then we got to a Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins match.
It was another all-time low rating. That's
not surprising, considering, how the product itself hasn't been that great. Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals, that's not surprising. That it was a really low rating. It wasn't. This Raw wasn't the complete trash that the pretty much worst Raw of all time was about 3 weeks ago. But it wasn't great. When it had its moments, but it wasn't a great Raw. Rollins did beat Zayn in what was a pretty good one-on-one match that closed the show, though. So it's a good close.
So Kofi Kingston defeated Kevin Owens in 17 minutes on SmackDown.
Solid match, not as good as Money in the Bank, but a solid match. There was nothing from Dolph. It was a productive one-on-one match between Kofi and Kevin Owens. So well done. He kind of caught him with the Trouble in Paradise out of nowhere at the very end. But a good match. Kofi did seem a little shook on the mic beforehand, I will say. Let's see. Heavy Machinery, finally, they're doing what I think they should have been doing all along. Heavy Machinery versus Daniel Bryan and Rowan. You have a couple promo. I think what they should do going forward, you have a couple promos, show Heavy Machinery eating the gluttony, eating the steaks, loading in all the food that the processed foods that Daniel Bryan wouldn't have, or all the animals that Heavy Machinery eats as part of their diet, all that stuff. All you gotta do is build it around that. You'll get some good, interesting television. The story writes itself. This is what needs to happen with these two teams before Heavy Machinery finally wins the tag titles. Good look. Mandy Rose, again, as we said a couple weeks ago, Mandy Rose is improving. Solid match against Carmella. Mandy did her thing and got the pin there. So good job. A little bit of assist from Sonya, but Mandy gets it done one-on-one. So good job there. I mentioned 24/7. Bayley beat Lacey Evans. A little bit of an assist, unintentional, from Charlotte, who kind of tried to interfere on Lacey's behalf, but it went wrong on Lacey. Bayley got the pin, and it led to a little bit of a fight between Charlotte and Lacey. Interesting things happen as both blondes are going after Becky and Bayley for their respective titles. And then SmackDown closed the show with the tag match I mentioned and the whole 24/7 stuff. So that was effectively SmackDown. To 205, and really not much happened of note on 205 per se, except for Tony Nese vouched for Akira Tozawa to be his next challenger, and Drake Maverick's priorities were not on 205 Live. Obviously, they were on the 24/7 Championship, which, again, very hilarious. But really the main event, and really the only thing that you really need to know about 205 was Gallagher and Humberto Carrillo. Really good stuff between the two of them.
I really like it.
Yes.
I was entertaining.
Good stuff. Very good match from start to finish. You got a more technical Humberto. I think that's the thing that was a little bit of a surprise there. You didn't get all the aerial stuff from Humberto. You got a lot of tech stuff, which I'm all for. I like that he's a very well-rounded wrestler. He's going to do big things in 205 this year. So, all in all, it was a really good match from start to finish, and it was Humberto getting the pin on Gallagher, so he's 2-0 against Jack, and they shook hands afterward, but it was all love from start to finish. Really well done. Now to the NXTs. First, we're going to keep it American, and we're going to keep it stateside. The NXT this week, Good one-on-one running back match between Bianca Belair and Mia Yim. Solid stuff all around. I think this is better than their first match. Ultimately, it was Mia using the hair against Bianca to get the pin and basically give Bianca her first pinfall loss on NXT, I do believe. Remember when Shayna beat her? Shayna beat her by submission both times. Then we get to the main thing that happened here. We got a couple good promos. One from Velveteen and Breeze. One from Cole Gargano, too. Really good stuff there.
Kushida Drew Gulak.
Kushida Gulak was a good tech match. Another good technical style match. Ultimately, it was Kushida getting the win on Gulak. But it was a good tech match all along. It looked like Gulak really controlled a lot of the pace till Kushida closed the deal and won it to their end. Gulak was not happy about that. So it seems like they may run it back later on. I'm all for that. I like that. We get to the main event, which was the Brennan Brawlers versus Forgotten Sons in a 2-on-2. It really wasn't even a match. It lasted maybe 2-3 minutes until Reichner got involved. He got ejected. Once he got ejected, the Street Profits got involved and jumped Reichner. And they came down to the ring to fight the other two tag teams that were in the ring at the time. So it was just mass chaos. Undisputed Era then comes down after Forgotten Sons lay out Street Profits with chairs. Undisputed Era comes out and jumps Reichner. And then it becomes a 4-on-2 situation, beating up basically a 4-on-4 situation, but Undisputed Era controlling basically on a power play and dominating the whole situation, the whole scene. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish would do their thing. Adam Cole, they set up a ladder after they jumped Reichner one more time with the ladder twice, and basically saying Undisputed Era is going to dominate the evening. So Undisputed Era closed the show with Cole on top of the ladder and everybody else doing the Undisputed Era sign on, around, or in the front of said ladder. NXT UK now. UK was very solid. You got Ono versus Gallagher. Good one-on-one right there. Good tech stuff right there. And a little bit of controversy. Ono won with a spinning back elbow, but Gallagher's feet were clearly under the bottom rope. And they really need to have a rematch between the two. I'm going to save the best part for last because we're both going to obviously go nuts on this. The main event of UK was, Gallus did a thing in a tag match. Really, nothing really to worry about there. The main event was Toni Storm versus Nina Samuels. Solid. Nina Samuels looked productive. Not quite ready for that life in terms of a championship, but she looked productive. Toni Storm ultimately get it done with the Storm Zero, but it's a good physical match between the two. I like it. Good job.
Next week we have Fatal 4-Way.
Next week's the Fatal 4-Way with Joe Coffey, the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin. We got Mastiff involved, and we got Travis Banks. And the winner is going to get a shot at Walter. Speaking of which, we got a new crew. We mentioned last week how Walter, Eichner, and forgetting someone, Bartel. Yep, the Bartel had basically joined up and became a crew. They started and they opened the show this week, kind of explaining how they plan on taking over NXT and how they plan on being the standard bearers. Pete Dunne wasn't having it. So Pete Dunne came to the stage, and he didn't come alone. He came with his boys. Yes, those boys. British Strong Style is back. And the three of them, they rushed the ring, and it was on. It was to the point where the cameraman got taken out. It was that kind of serious. So this 6-man rumble between these two teams they're gonna throw down in 2 weeks. So we got the main events coming galore in NXT UK. We got the Fatal 4-Way next week, and then you got the 6-man tag that I'm absolutely looking forward to. And I know you're looking forward to it in 2 weeks on NXT UK. That's your week in WWE, but we got Takeover to preview.
Takeover to preview indeed. First, I wanted to wrap some loose ends on Best of Super Juniors. There are 2 men left in each block. We're going into the final shows at Sumo Hall. Shingo has 16 points. Taiji Ishimori has 14 points in the A block. Those are the only 2 people that are alive. Dragon Lee has 12. Marty Scurll has 10. Sho has 8. Gresham has 8. Tiger Mask has 4. Titan has 4. Kanemaru has 4. And Taka Michinoku has 0. Will Ospreay and Ryusuke Taguchi are going to face off on the final B block night to
decide that block.
Decide that block. Ospreay and Taguchi have 12. Phantasmo and Robbie Eagle has to have 10. Yo has 10. Bushi has 10. Bandito 8. Rocky Romero 6, Doki 2, and Ren Narita 0. But NXT TakeOver 25.
I can't believe we're 25 takeovers already. how the time has gone. So let's take it match by match. First up, we got Strong versus Riddle. This is the only match of the 5 that's not a championship at stake. So Strong versus Riddle.
Yes. I think Matt Riddle's going to win.
I think this could be a night for Undisputed Era I'm torn. I'm thinking this could be a night for Undisputed Era either dominates or goes 0-3. I'm going to go with Riddle. Strong doesn't seem to win at takeovers. Not most of them, except for when he was tag champion with O'Reilly. I'm going to go with Riddle to bounce back after losing the Velveteen Dream at the last takeover event. Speaking of which, Velveteen is going to fight Tyler Breeze in, I think it's a match that's kind of a mirror images of each other. Let's face it, Breeze was Velveteen before Velveteen. One of the spotlight, arrogant and pompous, very vain in his style, but can get it done in the ring in a very unorthodox kind of way. I'm going to go Velveteen. I think it's going to be a very good match from start to finish.
I think Velveteen's going to win.
That's for the North American Championship. I think it'll be a very good match from start to finish. To the women, and we're going to get Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai. One thing I did not mention from NXT this week, Io did a interview. But actually, really, both parties did. But really, Io's was the one that was the more telling, as Candice LeRae kind of interrupted the interview and to thank her for basically saving her skin because Candice was getting jumped 3-on-1 before Io showed up with a kendo stick. So Candice basically vowed that she's going to have Io's back. Basically, still they can get a 3-on-2 situation, but at least Io's not alone in this match. It's Io and the reign of Shayna Baszler.
I think Io Shirai wins.
I actually do too. I actually think Io wins. Shayna's had an excellent reign, and she's had an excellent run of being the most dominant woman in NXT since Asuka. But I think ultimately this run's got to end at some point. I think it's Io's time to take the reins from Shayna.
Tag team championships.
The Fatal 4-Way Ladder match. We've got Street Profits, Forgotten Sons, Undisputed Era's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and we got the Britt Brawlers of Dady Burch and Oney Lurkin. I think it's Street Profits' time. I honestly think that they've been the hottest team. They've been the most popular amongst the 4. They've been rolling since the start of the year. I'm going Street Profits.
Yeah, I'm going Street Profits too. Gargano Cole.
Gargano Cole too. 2 things. 1, can they possibly top 1? And 2, who wins?
I think Cole wins.
I do want to see Cole as champion. I really do. I really want to see Cole as champion. He'd be so good as NXT champion. I'm going to go that route too. I think Adam Cole gets it done. There'll be some shenanigans. Undisputed Era, I'm almost counting on them and Riddle to get involved. But ultimately, I do think it'll be Cole.
And the NBA Finals are tonight. Who do you think's winning the series?
I'm going to go Golden State in 5. I think a non-healthy Durant is going to be interesting. Durant's not playing Game 1. They've already mentioned that. If Toronto's going to have a real shot to win the series, they must win tonight. Because if Golden State gets home court advantage even tonight, Toronto's in deep, deep trouble. My worry here is, will Toronto have somebody that can counteract Klay Thompson? Kawhi can counteract Steph, and is going to have to guard Steph and or Klay pretty much the entire series. Can anyone counteract the other Splash Brother unless they're cold? That's the question. Yes, Steph has been mostly cold in these NBA Finals that they've been in. But there's got to be a time where Steph gets hot and will eventually win a Finals MVP. If ever he's going to do it, it's now for Steph Curry to win a Finals MVP. Golden State will win in 5.
I go Golden State in 6.
Okay. And the other big series right now is the Stanley Cup Finals between the Bruins and the Blues. Boston won Game 1 4-2. It was a good game from start to finish, even though the Blues scored twice to take the lead. Boston took it back and then won it with a goal and then scored an empty netter to get the job done in Game 1. Game 2, both teams alternated goals, making it 2-2 to go to OT, and then the Blues finally get it done. St. Louis gets a win in the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in their history. They went to 3 straight finals in their first 3 years of existence, but went 0-12 in the finals. So they finally get a win on this round. Game 3 Saturday night in St. Louis. That building should be live. I'm going to go Boston in 6, but I think it's going to be a very good series for the rest of the way.
I'll go Blues in 7.
Okay. Ooh, Blues in 7 in Boston. Ooh, okay. I like that. So that's the main stuff that's happening this week. And I think we got some matches to watch.
Yes, we'll take a break first and then watch some matches for our Power Slam TV sponsor.
Are you tired of the same old pro wrestling? Then check out the amazing action on Powerslam.tv, the biggest indie pro wrestling channel in the world. Get over 3,000 hours of the best pro wrestling events from over 100 of the biggest names in the industry from over 15 countries around the globe. Get your free trial today at Powerslam.tv.
And we're back. Those are our good friends at Powerslam.tv. I have that service and it's very good. Over 5,000 hours of independent and wrestling and shoot interviews. Very good stuff there.
Nice.
$9.99 a month. You can use that promo code mentioned in the to get 30 days for free.
Use the promo code in the commercial, and you get a month free. All that content, yeah, you can spend all kinds of time watching wrestling. If you got a free weekend, just use it on PowerSlam.
Yes. But we have some wrestling ourselves.
Yep, so we're going to continue the top 100 matches of all time countdown. So where are we going back? Where are we going back in this time machine, D-Cooks?
We are going back to 2018. Gargano versus Almas. And then we go to All Japan in July of 1994 for the Triple Crown Championship. Mitsuharu Misawa comes in as the champion versus Dr. Death Steve Williams in Budokan Hall, in a sold-out Budokan Hall, 16,300 Supernova vacancy. So we're going to watch Gargano Almas first, just to keep in transparency to the list. And whenever you're ready.
Let's go. And go. So you were in the building for this when NXT TakeOver finally came to Philly. What was the building like?
Buzzing as Almas is doing his mariachi entrance. Buzzing. It was already a good takeover because we had the Cole Black, which was
the Extreme Rules match.
What else was on that card?
We had Ember Shayna 1.
That was a really good match.
Ember Shayna 1, which was Ember winning Ember basically stealing the match without using the Eclipse to win it as the last move. And then Shayna snapped. I remember when they did the intros, obviously Ember was the face, where they said Ember was from Dallas, Texas, and the building snapped and booed her. Which I thought was great. It made perfect sense because Dallas. And as for those who don't know, Philly don't like Dallas too much. It has nothing to do with the city. Strictly it's football. It's a football thing. Are we talking Eagles and Cowboys? Philly don't like the Cowboys. Anyway, AOP versus Undisputed Era. I know it was a tag match. O'Reilly and Fish retained. This is obviously before Roddy joined the group. And the Velveteen Dream beat Cassius Ohno. What was a solid one-on-one.
Yes. Overall, good takeover, but this match put it over the top.
This match, yes.
Almas is the champion coming into the...
After he beat Drew McIntyre at TakeOver War Games. Basically, Drew McIntyre's last match in NXT. Now we're on the subject of TakeOver 25. What are some of your favorite, other than this, give me your favorite TakeOver matches. No particular order, just throw out, what are some of your favorite TakeOver matches?
From our Evolution. That match still holds up.
Which one is this?
Zayn Neville.
Oh, Zayn Neville. Okay, the one where Zayn won the title. Got you. That was a great story.
Match. What else? Obviously, Gargano Cole.
Yep. Gargano Cole was amazing in New York.
Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate.
That's my favorite of NXT of takeovers. That's my favorite of the takeovers is Dunne and Bate. Incredible from start to finish.
In the entrance, Rebel Heart is Rebel Heart. I just love wrestling.
Yeah. There are moments, and what the beautiful thing about wrestling is, there are instances where you can kind of just get lost in it and just let the match happen. This is certainly one of those instances, and that's what the beauty of TakeOver. You get at least one every TakeOver where it's like You don't care who wins. You just get lost in it and just let it ride. That's the beautiful thing about takeovers. You always get one. That's like, my God, this is awesome. Okay, so I was thinking about this yesterday, about this topic I brought up here. And I just told you my favorite of Dunn versus Bate in Chicago. The 2 out of 3 falls in Toronto. DIY versus Revival.
Yeah.
That was dope. Bailey Sasha in Brooklyn. The Takeover Brooklyn. They basically broke the internet because of the 4 horsewoman thing. Although that's an awesome one. Gargano and Ciampa in Chicago. I know you like New Orleans better, but I like the Chicago one better, which I thought that was awesome. Alistair Velveteen, the match that really put them both on, especially Velveteen Dream, because we kind of knew Alistair was coming, but that match put Velveteen on another stratosphere. That was the night you told me you called me after that match, and you told me you even saw Velveteen's a star. That was the night that really, I think, flipped a lot of people on Velveteen Dream.
Yes.
The Fatal 4-Way between Breeze, Zayn, Neville, and Kid. That was the match that really put me on NXT. And thought, oh man, this is really good. NXT is really dope. That was the match that really did it for me, was that Fatal 4-Way. Where Neville's the champion, and he had his 3 best challengers coming for him. That was the one that put me over the top on NXT, honestly. Other matches. The 6-man ladder match in New Orleans.
Yup.
That was dope. And where Cole wins the title. And other matches that come to mind. I agree with you, Zayn and Neville. That was a great story. And obviously Kevin Owens is doing his Kevin Owens things. Balor Joe in Dallas. And what was dope. Revival versus American Alpha. I can watch the Takeover at the end one. I can watch that one all day. Consider how good that match was. But the rivalry as a whole was outstanding. Revival versus Alpha. So there's so many great NXT. Obviously, when this is done, I'm going to go back and watch NXT stuff. We got matches to talk about. All right, so we're doing an exchange and the standoff. This is the 3rd match that they had against each other in about 6 months' time. Almost won the first 2. Almost won the first 2, and both were classics. Really, the first one they did was in Brooklyn, and that one was amazing. And it started the show. But nobody saw it coming to being that great. And it really started Almas' rise to get to the NXT Championship. And kind of told the story of Gargano being in a slump since DIY broke up. And obviously, Ciampa tore his ACL. So they couldn't do anything with Ciampa. And what we're getting right now is the match is kind of just started. We got a wrist lock by Gargano. And Gargano's kind of controlling the pace on Almas. Almas trying to get away. He reverses it. Standing switch. And now Almas with the go behind. As he's got waist control, Almas does. Almas is waiting. Gargano's trying to get free and free the wrist. Selena Vega, obviously at ringside for this whole deal. We'll see Selena later. And they got the side headlock, and then we got the head scissor, and another takeover here by Almas. Gargano immediately reverses it to a head scissors. Almas immediately reverses that. It's just two great tech. Almost very underrated with the tech skill, almost with the standoff, and that's how we're going with this. That's the speed. That's the speed they went at for the first 2, and the first 2 were great. That's Candice LeRae there. For those who don't know, obviously Johnny Gargano's wife at ringside, posted up watching all this happen. The crowd in Philly, for those who may not remember, was live pretty much the whole night, but they were absolutely live for this, pretty much from bell to bell. Almas and Gargano continue to fill each other out. And they're going to lock up. And back to the side headlock by Almas. Almas gets thrown off the ropes by Gargano. Shoulder tackle by Almas. Almas goes back to the ropes. Jumps over Gargano. Oh, nope. Gargano thought a leapfrog was coming. It was not. Almas going for the hammerlock DDT right away. Nope. Gargano go for the Gargano escape right away. Nope. Get counter.
No.
Wrist control. Hammerlock DDTs. Nope. Good text. And going back to the Gargano escape. Nope. Almas with the roll up. Nope. Counters galore, and then we get another standoff. This crowd is live. As both guys go to retreat to a corner.
I was very live throughout the whole thing.
Now, I'm going to guess the crowd was very pro Gargano
Yes.
because I think everyone wanted to see Gargano win the title at this point. Gargano to get here, I believe, won a fatal 4-way to get to this spot. I'm trying to think who was in it. It was him, Alistair, Lars Sullivan, and then who was the fourth? As they go off the ropes, Hurricane Rana by Gargano, and a drop kick by Gargano.
On drag.
Go work on drags, and now he's got arm control. He's got the elbow. He's got his knee basically jammed in the side of Gargano's face, of Almas's face. Who was the fourth? Let's see. It was Alistair. I know it was Alistair who he pinned. Lars, I know, was in the match. I'm trying to think who was the fourth. I'm very sure it was a fatal 4-way.
Velveteen.
That's right. Yeah. No, I thought Velveteen was hurt. What? He wasn't.
Oh, I forgot.
I don't think it was Velveteen. I know Velveteen faced Gargano. It was a really good match the following week, but I don't think Velveteen was in the fatal 4-way. I think it was supposed to be and was hurt or something. The point is, it was a really good. It might have been Killian Dane. You know what?
Yeah.
Because Killian Dane killed her in the War Games, so I think that's why. Good shot by Almas. Killian Dane killed her in the War Games. I think that's why he was put in the match. Yeah. It was Killian Dane because the whole thing was Dane and Lars. That was the whole thing was about Dane and Lars, and basically like who was the baddest big dude on the block in NXT at the time. I think that's why they did that.
Right.
So yeah, it was Dane. It was Killian Dane. Nice overhand palm chop to the chest of Gargano. Now Almas has control of the match. And we're going to see Almas get kicked in the face. Gargano goes to work. Hurricane Rana from the second rope. And then Gargano clothesline Almas to the outside. Almas lands on his feet as he's got incredible agility, as we all know. Gargano about to go to work. Nope. Lands on his feet. Pops him up to the apron. Almas backflips off. Oh, missed twice. Super kick to the jaw from the apron. And now Gargano's is preparing to go to work. Gargano's thinking about it, doing stuff, and splat. No water in the pool for Johnny Gargano. He lands back first onto the floor. Almas basically threw him down. And this was all right in front of his wife, by the way. Yes. Let's also keep that in mind. His wife is right there. I think his dad was sick, which is why his dad, they mentioned it, Ronaldo mentioned it for the Takeover match, for the cover, and a kick out. He mentioned this right before I think the Takeover match with Cole, that his father wasn't sick, or was sick, and couldn't be in Philly for this, because he has some issues to deal with in the hospital or something. Well, the good is that he got to see the championship win in New York. But anyway, back to this. Almas with a nice clean stomp from the back. Almas really dominating the pace right now. See what Almas does next. Nice forearm by Gargano. Left-armed forearm, if you will. Gargano, nope. Tranquilo! And Almas hooks the arm and it gets caught with the other forearm. Almas blocks that. Got a nice reverse chokehold on the top rope. Almas does break before the 5 count. Almas goes to work. Kick to the back of the head. Which, there would be a theme in this match that we're going to talk about throughout the entire match here. Almas aimed for the head the entire time. There'll be more on this later. Like right now, where there's a sleeper hold. With said sleeper hold, which is obviously very much legal considering the arms on the chin, Gargano's in the middle of the ring, and there's really not much he's doing right now to try to break it up. Not because of lack of trying, just because he's just not able to do it. Gargano's face is already red, and the match is, 5, 6, 7 minutes old? You can see Gargano kind of gasping for air at this moment in time, and still in the middle of this hold. Gargano now is getting back to his feet, or trying to, but Almas locks it in even deeper, and this time he's got the pressure of his back on the Gargano. Gargano's still gasping for air. Not quite Gargano escape-like, but it's a very good lock. It's very much locked in. Almas has it in very, very deep. Gargano trying to feed off of the crowd. Gargano getting to his knees. and elbow to the gut. Made it twice. And then releases the grip. Body slam. Nope, counter. All miss. Countered that. Gargano trying to go for a suplex, but on the back. Gives out. Gargano lands on his feet at the reverse suplex time. Roll through. Almost could not block the kick.
I apologize for not speaking for the last few minutes. My dad called me.
Almost did block the kick, or did not block the kick. And Gargano's got a little bit of control. Almost reverses the Irish whip. Almost gets catapulted out of the corner. Enziguri blocked. Almost caught Gargano, and now Gargano's trapped. Gargano's trapped in the Tree of Woe. Gargano trying to get back, trying to pull himself up using that core strength. Almost is set as the arm. Almost rolls through, misses the stomp, and it gets suplexed in the middle of his leg, hits the top turnbuckle. It hurts.
Yeah, that does hurt.
But Gargano could not get the pin off that, as both men are down in the middle and towards the corner of the ring. You can see Almas land on his feet. He rolls through, and then Gargano really just kind of does an overhead throw to Almas into the turnbuckle, which has certainly slowed down Almas' pace. One thing Almas does, Almas has excellent pace. Almas will be busy next weekend. He'll face Finn Balor for the Intercontinental Championship in Saudi. Both men trading forearms. Now Gargano basically applying all of the forearms. And a clothesline that doesn't take him off his feet. Well, make it twice.
I think we should have previewed the Saudi show because
We'll be able to do it next week.
but our show is going to be released on Friday.
Oh, good point. No, we'll double back. We'll do it after. Nice diving forearm by Gargano. Yep, so we are going to preview. Oh, jumping pay dirt, if you will. 1, 2, looks like kick out.
While you're doing commentary.
What's up?
We can just preview it right now because I don't really care about this show.
All right, so Saudi Super Showdown. So what we know right now, Lars Sullivan's gonna end up destroying Lucha House Party. For some reason, the three of them want to fight in a 3-on-1 handicap match. Lars obliged. Lars is going to rip all their heads off. So we won't miss much there. We've got Intercontinental Championship, Finn Balor versus Andrade, Cien Almas. Tranquilo again. This time Gargano avoids that. I'm going to go Almas here. I need Almas to win this match, even though it's going to be Demon Finn. Oh, slingshot spear. Love that slingshot spear by Gargano. 1, 2, and a kick out. We've got the WWE Championship, Kofi versus Dolph. I think Kofi will retain, but it'll be a very good match. Which I believe this is Dolph's first one. No, it's not his first one-on-one for the title. No, he's had several in the past. We've got Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Pretty sure if Corbin wins, D. Kooks will probably start a riot. I don't think he does, but I'm pretty sure you'll start a riot if Corbin wins.
Yes.
Not
Not a little one, but one in my head.
There's going to be an all-time rant coming next 2 weeks from now. If 2 weeks from now is going to be an all-time rant coming on this program if Corbin wins. So if you want D. Kooks yelling loud enough where you have to turn down the volume on your speakers, you're going to cheer for Corbin next week. Just saying. And finally, a match that not a lot of people really want to see is Taker and Goldberg, which I have no doubt will main event. Oh, also, Triple H and Randy Orton, before we get to that. Triple H and Randy Orton, which I think will be a decent match. I think Randy will win. Beautiful double moonsault by Almas.
That'll be boring.
Yeah. We're not going to get anything we haven't seen before between Triple H and Randy, quite honestly. Orton will probably win, but I don't think we get anything out of the ordinary here. And in the main event, go ahead.
50-man battle royal.
Right. Obviously, Strowman and Lashley, which I think Strowman will win. And then the main event, of which I'm sure will close the show, will be Goldberg and Undertaker. Because
You know what? Versus the Lucha House Party's happening on this show, too.
Lucha's going to get ripped apart by Lars Sullivan. I think we've established that.
Yeah, I'm bored by this show.
Ooh, nice spinning. I love the fake kick, the spinning back elbow that Almas does. It's so good. And that caught Gargano clean, too. And Gargano follows up with a clothesline. 1, 2, and a kick out.
No.
I love that fake spinning back elbow that Almas does. It's so good. Because both guys hit clotheslines and hit strikes and take each other down. But yeah, the main event, well, I'm sure will be Triple H Goldberg, and I'm sure I'm not Triple H Goldberg, Taker Goldberg, and I fully expect Taker to win. That was a nice super kick by Gargano there.
There are 3 wrestlers right now who have either refused or are not allowed to participate in this event.
Mm-hmm. Another one that's not allowed to participate, that's Sami Zayn.
Aleister Black's also not allowed to participate. And Owen refused to work the show because
he's supporting Sami. And then and I would fully expect Daniel Bryan not to go. Because Daniel Bryan effectively didn't go to the last one. And I think he did it because he didn't like the way that they were treating relations. So I think that's why Daniel Bryan just basically protested, I'm not going to this. And Daniel Bryan, I'm sure, won't go to this show coming up. So I fully expect Daniel Bryan not to go either. That's 4 big names, and all of them on SmackDown that won't go to this. I'm sure. This is also including the women who won't be allowed to go.
Also includes women, yes.
So that's why you'll see no Selena. That's why there's been no mention of anything Becky, Lacey, Charlotte, or Becky, or Bayley. That's why you see no mention of the Iconics, none of that. So you won't see any of the women involved. In fact, really the only woman that may be involved at all, maybe Renee Young on commentary, but that's about it. Meanwhile, Almas hits with the double knees and hits them clean. And then Almas runs it back and misses the second time.
This is where this match gets hot.
Oh, get tagged by Almas. Oh, nice. Plants him on the knee and then plants him onto the canvas. Almas going nice spinning reverse DDT off the second rope. Almas hooks the leg and a kick out. But the speed of this match ramps. And one thing we've learned from both these guys thrive in terms of speed. And the crowd is already getting hype, as you can see. At this point in the match, have you lost your mind completely? Just going ape for these two?
Yes.
I think I remember you voted this. I believe you said this was your match of the year last year.
Yes, it was.
Which I do not fault you for that, considering how good this match actually was, and the fact that you were there to see it live and in person.
If I wasn't there live, I probably would have voted for Omega Okada. Which we'll be getting to much, much later.
Yes. We'll go for that spinning. Let's go for the hammerlock DDT on the apron, but Gargano blocks. And it catches knee to the face for his efforts. Almost the fireman's carry. Gets elbows to the face. And a right hand's being thrown. Let me see my guy in the purple and white suit in the background. A smack, then Insecurity. My guy in the Macho Man outfit. You see bro in the background.
Yeah.
Nice suit. Dude, you dress for the occasion. I'm all for it. Oh! Slingshot DDT under the apron. And both guys crumble to the ground. Both guys are crumbling to the ground and almost took the brunt of that, and that hurts.
On June 5th is Jon Moxley is going to face Juice Robinson.
Nice.
So Jon Moxley has a contract that will let him work in New Japan.
I did understand that he was allowed. He signed a multi-year deal with AEW, but it gives him the freedom to work in indie shows and other shows of that ilk. So Moxley's going to go he's going to be wrestling.
And Omega.
What's up?
Sort of the contracts that Jericho and Omega signed.
Understandable. That's reasonable. I think it's a good look for Moxley. He catapulted himself to being an incredibly household name based on how he debuted in AEW. It's a good deal. Good deal for Moxley to do that. How about that? He's going to be the first, obviously this new company, but he'll be able to wrestle in AEW, WWE, and New Japan in the span of 3 months.
Yes.
Because last match in WWE was like 2 weeks after WrestleMania. Obviously, the match that's coming, and obviously going to be AEW matches shortly thereafter.
Fight for the Fallen against. Actually, he's already announced for Frighter Fest against Joey Janela.
That should be good as well. As Almas has now got Gargano back in the corner and gets clothesline for his efforts, or Almas flips. Gargano goes back to work. He's going for the lawn dart. Hits successfully. That hurt. Ow. And now Gargano's got momentum. How's he going to do it? Oh, he's bringing it back to DIY days. Meanwhile, Selena gets involved. Oh, nice drop kick. And the left foot right under the top of the head. Nope, small package. Gargano with a roll through. And the kick out. Super kick. Nope, block. Super kick to the gut. And now Gargano goes to work. Super kick clean to the jaw. Gargano with the hook of the leg. And a kick out. And the crowd, as you can tell, is fully invested in this now.
I'm like, holy shit, I'm in the arena for a classic.
That exchange is what did it. Okay. I'm watching this from a TV perspective. I'm captivated because I'm like, how much more can these two do to each other for this match to end? I'm just fully captivated on it. I was like, are you kidding me? I can't believe he did that. It was that kind of thing that was happening. And that's where I was. That's what I'm thinking at this moment in time. And Gargano's taking so many shots to the head. I'm like, how do you know what city you're in? How do you know if you're in Philly, Pittsburgh, or Portland right now? How do you know what's going on here? And Almas is taking all this onslaught from Gargano. And I'm like, how much energy do you possibly have? But they keep going, which is pretty much that's the theme of this rivalry. You keep going. And both guys up the ante as Gargano gets caught on the outside. Both guys basically up the ante throughout these three matches. Not really the fourth one, but they really up the ante on the first three. It was like, how much more can we do here? And Almas is doing something that's either really, really bold or really, really dumb. And I'm going to go with both. As he does the stomp from inside top rope, Gargano hung up on the apron. Almas basically sends himself to the floor because gravity. And he still hits Gargano clean in the chest. And then, the back of his head hits the apron and his entire back hits the LED board. And then Almas goes to work. He continuing to ram his head into the back of the LED board. Gargano playing no defense on the matter. And Gargano's eyes are glazed like those donuts his father sold. It is not pretty. It is not a good look. But that's the point of it. Gargano took all this abuse and punishment. Like, why? How are you not dead or unconscious? And the WWE's kind of verifies the situation. He down. In theory, he'd be out. But he's not. And the crowd is loving this. And the crowd is like, are you kidding me? And Gargano's got a bloody mouth, but he's like, the fans are like, are you kidding me? How are you still conscious? Because Almas basically had to kill him and still couldn't get him down for 3. And Gargano keeps going. I think that the beauty of this match is its simplicity. How much can Gargano take? How much can Almas dish out? Both answers were given here. And that's the beautiful thing about this match. As Gargano is kind of dead weight. I use the term kind of loosely. And he's trying to do stuff.
It was not kinda. He was dead weight.
That's what I'm saying. He used the term kind. I use the term kind of loosely. As he goes to the ref, and look, the ref's thinking about stopping it. I don't blame him. But Gargano's like, no, don't do that. Almas to his feet, and Gargano somehow throws a left hand and holds up by his hair and throws another left. Almas, think of the energy Almas had to spend to exert that much offense to try to destroy Gargano. That's the other part about this deal. As the open hands basically slaps to the face. Kellogg's Max Party's Good Breakfast. As he just repeatedly slaps Almas in the face. Both guys still on their feet. Almas returns in kind, and that hurts. And super kick by Gargano. Reverse Rondas! And he lands at the top of his head. Somehow Gargano is in this match. And the crowd is fully invested. He's going for the head scissors, which he normally turns to Gargano escape. He does get the arm. He does get the off arm. Now he's got the second. He's got the hook. And now he's got it clean. Center of the ring. Almost desperately trying to get to the ropes. He's desperately trying to maneuver with his feet to the ropes. And still not there. Gargano holding on. Almost trying to roll through. Gargano rolls through. And he still has the hold locked in deep. Almost is fighting with everything. Selena's trying to grab him. And she does. The ref sees it, which makes Gargano break up the hold. Great distraction by Zelina Vega, who really, this was her calling card with Almas.
Now party.
It really was. But sure, she got involved in other matches to help Almas. But this was the one that really made her stand out as a really good manager. Oh, as Almas gets backdropped onto the floor, and Gargano goes to work. Tope Suicida going onto the back of Almas, hitting him in the back of the head, and he throws it back in the ring, and then Zelina goes to work with a Hurricane Rana, and then as Gargano literally flies into the steel steps face first, which gives Almas a chance to try to finish Gargano off again. Almas rolls Gargano into the ring.
Ready.
Hammerlock, DDT. Oh, this landing. Oh, I forgot about the landing. He landed neck first. And he kicks out.
Oh.
I forgot about that landing on the DDT. That looked so awkward. Almost hit it clean, but he landed on his neck. And you can listen to the crowd, and you were a part of it. It was that live. Like it felt like the whole building, and I've been in that building many a times. It felt like the whole building was all lockstep, all at one. Absolutely going amazing for this match. And it's I can't at that point, even looking back at it, the way Almas hit him with a DDT and the sequence that happened beforehand, I couldn't believe Gargano kicked out of that. I couldn't believe he kicked out of that. After all the punishment he took, and now basically Zelina Vega is basically like, okay, I'm not finished the job yet, and then what a tackle by Candice LeRae. And Candice LeRae spazzes on Zelina, and the building goes nuts.
Yeah, we went nuts for this.
Wells Fargo Center snapped, and as Candice takes it to Zelina, forearms and right hands and forearms. Because Zelina was involved in the first two, Candice wasn't there. So this was very refreshing to see Candice basically chase Zelina out of the arena and into the back area there. And now we get a true one-on-one conclusion. And then the fans literally chanted, "Thank you, Candice," as it happened, because we wanted to see a conclusive winner. We needed this classic to have a conclusive finish. And now we're going to get that conclusive finish. Can Almas win without Zelina Vega? That's the important question we need to know here. That's the important question that needed to be answered, and now we're going to get a conclusive answer to it. Enziguri by Gargano. Slingshot DDT by Gargano. Gargano hooks the leg, and a kick out. Almas wouldn't stay down. Almas just could not stay down. But he's going for the Gargano escape, and he's locked it in. Gargano escape is locked in. How does Almas counter this without the help of Zelina? Inquiring minds need to know.
Everyone's like, tap, tap, tap.
But Almas got his foot to the ropes, using his long, lanky frame to get to the ropes and force Gargano to break the hold. I think this roller coaster ride of a match continues.
That's what it was, a roller coaster ride.
Almas is trying to get to the apron, and he rolls out of the ring, which is probably the smartest thing he could have done in this match, where he's literally basically face down on the apron. Gargano chases him. And now what does Gargano do? Oh, Gargano hits the back of the head of the LED board that we know is the ring post. I think we both know what's coming next. And I think this is not going to end well for Gargano. Almas on the opposite corner. Oh, hits those knees. And there's nowhere for Gargano to go. Knees meet Gargano's face. Back of Gargano's head meets turnbuckle.
Love Gargano's faces.
Gargano is out and out cold. Gargano's basically out on his back. Like, he don't know where. Gargano doesn't know where he's at this moment in time. He is gone. Dude is absolutely. He's basically like the lights are on, but nobody's home in Gargano's head right now. That's effectively what happened here. Alm is realizing I have to finish you. I have to finish you now. When you don't know where you are. Almas basically pulls Gargano, and Gargano is dead weight. There's no kind of, he's dead weight at this moment in time. And it takes another hammerlock DDT, this time a hanging version. Gargano's head hits the canvas, and there's your 3. Almas couldn't even hook a leg. It didn't even matter. Gargano didn't know where he was. He is down, and he was out. And Almas retains in an incredible NXT Championship match.
And then we have the All Japan Triple Crown Championship from 1994. Mitsuharu Misawa in one corner, he's the champion. Dr. Death Steve Williams, the challenger. You ready?
Yep, let's go.
Let's
3, 2, 1.
go. That's Johnny Ace right there.
Who's what?
That was Johnny Ace, the blonde-haired dude.
Nice. Both guys in the ring here.
This is in a sold-out Budokan Hall.
Sold out Budokan Hall. And we see the ref hold up the belt.
I don't know who that is.
Or really, it's not even the ref. I think it was the. It's not the ref or the timekeeper. Is that the ring announcer, I guess?
Oh, not the ring announcer.
Oh, yeah, it's the ring announcer. Ring announcer. Somebody else held up the belts. Anyway. Steve Williams and the streamers are in. The streamers, in all Japan and New Japan staple. Steve Williams in the red. We got Misawa in the green.
Traditional green and white.
And the streamers, they made it rain with the streamers. They made it rain with all the streamers in the middle of the ring as everyone clears the streamers out, as the ref's trying to clear them out as quickly as possible so we can get down to business. Both guys are ready to go. Referee checking Steve Williams right here. Checking Misawa right here. And we good? All right. And ref gets out the way.
Fine.
Showtime.
Just care about it, Dan. I'm sorry I'm sick.
And it's showtime.
You didn't need the letter from your attorney.
And it's showtime. So, Williams, both guys getting ready to go. And we're going to get, nope. Both guys, neither guy wants to rush in. Guys feeling each other out. No guys, neither one's going to rush in. And, nope, still no lockup. Everyone's kind of just testing the waters here. Both guys testing the waters before they really dive in. Look like we're going to test. Nope, we're not going to test the strength. And then Williams pushes Misawa back into the corner. Basically, his face against. Nope, clean break. The ref gets a clean break. Both guys continuing to feel each other out. And still nothing. Now we get a collar and elbow tie-up. Standing switch. Steve Williams to go behind. We got waist control. Oh, both these matches pretty much started the exact same way. And then we get a reversal by Misawa. Misawa now has neck control.
On transferee.
Yep, he's got the front transferee on him. Williams ran down to a knee, dropped to a hold. Williams tried to roll through. Misawa rolls away. And a standoff. Both guys get back to their feet. It's just and then both guys just trading slaps. Both guys just trading slaps. And then what a forearm by Misawa. Both guys just traded 2 slaps apiece. And neither guy attempted to play defense. As I would say, defense would have been insulting. And then a clean forearm by Misawa.
Yes. I love the physicality of 90s All Japan.
It's a beautiful thing, ain't it?
Yes.
Another honorable tie-up.
Side headlock by Misawa.
Side headlock there. Actually, really, both guys have headlocks on the other. But yeah, Misawa's got more leverage. As they get shoved back into the ropes. Clean break. No, not a clean break this time. As Williams continues to work over Misawa into the ropes. Forearms to the chest and a forearm to the head by Misawa. And a spinning kick, which it looked like it did catch Williams pretty flush. Off the ropes, nice diving clothesline by Misawa. Nice diving.
But he's really athletic.
He's more athletic than he looks. And the sleeper hold. Oh, he's Williams just trying to circle around. Nice counter to the sleeper. Oh, well, it worked for a few seconds. As Misawa still gets the sleeper in. Williams tried to whip him off because of his strength. Williams is both of these guys are big dudes. Williams looks like he's clearly the heavier of the two, as he does whip him off, Misawa off. Misawa tries it again.
Sleeper again.
And this time he's got him down, wrestled down to the mat, and he's got the leg scissored, trying to really restrict the airflow. A and B where Williams can go. Williams tries to pull the hair, but so far that's not no go. He's maybe an arm's length away from the ropes, at least he was. His legs are, if he pushed a little bit further, he could get to the ropes, but he really can't. But he does get the foot over. And we get a break. Misawa goes to work, got the front transferee back on. And he's trying to control the body of Williams. He's seemingly succeeding. Misawa is trying to control it. Williams is trying to fight it off. Still no. Williams gets him up, drives him back into the turnbuckle. And the lower back hits hard. Hits hard and hits home. Now Williams, for that mean scowl, he basically had that scowl on his face pretty much from start to finish. From the start here. Clubbing blow in the back. A second one. So he pulls him back to his feet. And now he's in the front transfer of his own. Nope. Stand go behind. Misawa blocks, which could have been a German suplex. But instead, now he's got the leg hooked. Williams does. To get even more. He's really more or less. He's just grabbing him with total waist control. Yeah, he's got just serious waist control, quite honestly.
And Misawa grabs the ropes.
Misawa does get to the rope. but does get a clubbing blow to the lower back for his efforts.
Ooh. Nice forearm.
The block before it was also good. Masawa now has to shake off the cobwebs after he took some debilitating offense for the last minute or so.
Let's slap each other a little bit to wake each other up.
Yep. Man, Daniel Bryan wasn't kidding about that stuff. Remember that promo we did with Cena? Where he talked about it, where wrestlers will slap each other and to kind of hype each other up? And show respect? Daniel Bryan was not kidding. My guy does his homework. He does his homework. Shoulder thrust to the corner as Steve Williams now reassumes control. I like that they brought that out in the Bryan Cena. Nice dropkick by Steve Williams. I like that they brought that out in the Bryan Cena match in 2013. I thought that was a dope part of the match. Hook of the leg and a kick out. Good stuff so far. Both guys really just trying to weigh each other down. Nice body slam. And the Williams goes right to work. Beautiful extension on the leg drop. Did he land hip first?
Yes, he did. It was a more drop.
He tried an elbow drop and legit landed hip first onto his head. Ow, that hurts. Masawa kicked out because he's the very, very tough individual. But ow, that hurts. And now we got not quite a surfboard, it's kind of a modified surfboard type of deal here. And now he has wrist control, does Williams. Williams can do so much here if he so chose. He can drive the knees into his back. He can rear back and kind of go full on surfboard. He can basically put his feet into his back and go feet to the back of the head. There's a lot of routes he can go with here.
All right.
But instead he just, wow, nice roll through. Did he catch him low? That was close. Yeah, they caught him at the bottom of the midsection where he caught Williams low when he rolled through with that kick. Williams is trying to recover in the corner. That caught Williams. That hit Williams. That was close.
That was flush.
It's either really close to the either in the midsection where it just knocked the wind out of him, or it caught him low. It was close. The point is the match continues. Oh, good catch. What strength, a nice power slam. Modified power slam by Williams and a kick out by Masawa. Great catch by Williams. As Masawa went for a crossbody and got caught. Beautiful counter there. And Williams now goes to work. And now he's got complete control of this match. And Masawa is in a lot of pain. I can't say I blame him. And now he's got the chicken wing. Now he's got the arms hooked. You can go drag. There's a lot of ways you can go here with this. But instead he just has the arms hooked. And Williams has got now the body scissors. So now you really can't go anywhere. Wow, this would be a really good submission hold, actually. That submission hold holds up even today. You have somebody with enough arm strength to do that and to be able to enough leg strength to hook it on with body scissors? That's a good submission hold. Basic and simple, but it's effective.
Yes.
He had the arms trap where he could have gone ragged suplex, but he instead used it as a submission hold, and I dig it. Good stuff. Nice knife edge chop. More of them. And Masawa comes back with forearms. Off the ropes. And nice drop kick. To this day, that move holds up. And then Masawa, Williams gets catapulted outside of the ring. Masawa, what are you about to do? Masawa about to go to work?
Work.
Tope Suicida. And he goes kind of sort of head first, hence the Suicida part, into the steel ramp barricade that is outside of the ring.
He's like, I'll shake it off.
Masawa is a very, very big individual. And he's the smallest one in this match. And he out here doing topes in 94. Think about that for a second. Now then, Misawa goes to the top rope. Streamers are now back in the ring. That forearm is also back in the ring as Misawa does such a thing to Williams. Williams covering his head. Speaking of covered, Misawa is also covered, and Misawa also covers Williams and a kick out. As people around the ring are trying to clear out the streamers, which have creeped themselves back into the ring. The ref does the same thing. Double underhook. Can't get him up. Too low of a base. Lands on his feet. Comes back with a forearm. That's Misawa. Tries the same thing. Nope, gets caught. Beautiful spine buster. And he stacks him up for a pin. Oh, the kick out. Let me see a double A spine buster. I can't say Triple H because Triple H didn't do those types of spine busters yet. A nice spine buster right there.
Arn Anderson and Triple H, maybe.
Yep. And that's before Hunter really did him as like a full-on one of his bread and butters. I think Hunter was doing it, but I don't think it was like a bread and butter yet.
Ooh, nice.
It was. But Williams kicks out nonetheless. Williams now has control again and throws him out of the ring. Williams throws him out of the ring and now going for the body slam? Where's he gonna throw him? Oh, instead he doesn't. He just drives him into the turnbuckle. Tries him into the post. It's the lower back that hit the post.
And then just shows no regard.
As he just lets him drop to the ground. Remember the lower back that hurt earlier in the match. Williams goes back to it. Smart decision. And then back in the ring goes Misawa. Not of his own accord. And the hook of the leg. 2 and no. Now Williams is wondering, what do I do here? How do I figure this out? So instead, not quite an STF, but he definitely has the heel. He had it locked on for a moment, but Misawa got to the ropes. He's going for Boston. He's going for a single leg Boston Crab, but Misawa knew what was coming and gets to the ropes. Just not the best ring placement, I would say, for Williams. Double axe handle to the back.
I like how every hold means something.
It does.
Resistance is shown.
And the defense that both guys are trying to play in the holds. Also nice. Also a very nice touch.
It's just simple things that wrestlers today can even use.
Yeah, like the hold I was saying earlier. Or just the defense and the scramble ability to get out of a hold like that. Well, like any of those holds there. As Williams uses his brute strength to just drive him back first into the turnbuckle and then head first into the top one. Nice forearm. As Misawa tries to fight out of the corner. But Williams goes back to the stumps. Williams chases him into the corner after the turnbuckle. Oh, we about to do Oklahoma Stampede? Okay.
He is a former Oklahoma football and wrestler. Did go to
he works him over in the corner. That works for me. Nice power slam. Beautiful rotation. And the kick out. That works for me. And that's going for Boston Crab. Or some people will refer to it as the Walls of Jericho. As he kind of has it locked in. Masawa's too close to the ropes. He's got too much arm. He has too much core strength to get to the ropes.
He's getting some heat from the fans.
Mm-hmm. Look at the strength of Williams.
Brass.
Look at his strength. Where's he going to throw him? Masawa lands on his feet, blocks the impact of the turnbuckle, and comes back with a nice forearm.
Now lower back to the cell with the lower back.
Yep. The damage he did, A, from the Oklahoma Stampede, and B, from the post earlier. Nice splash, and he got all of it. Oh, nice splash. Williams got all of it.
I think Masawa gets a little bit of momentum, and
Williams shuts it down quick. That splash in the corner, he got all of it. Now to a nice and perfectly timed bear hug. Working on again, the lower back. Two big dudes with physicality, but psychology at the same time. Love it. And is that not only does he have the bear hug, the shoulders are down. Yep. Gotta watch out for that. That bear hug was in and still is in so deep that Masawa was stacked on his shoulders, so he had to fight out of it. He kicked out at one, and now Masawa's going to work with forearms and uppercuts. Nice jumping kick. But Williams is still standing. Another jumping kick. Williams is still standing. It just tosses him to the ground. Williams took all of that. And it got tossed right to the ground. Masawa for a spinning heel kick, it got tossed right to the ground, and Williams goes to work. With a lot of rights, making Masawa beg for a left, and the ref never came. Masawa to the ground, and the crowd is not happy that Williams has got the advantage. He just straight tossed you to the ground. There was no hesitation as he caught the kick. Went for a clothesline, but blocked. Standing switch, Williams now has waist control, and a clothesline to the back of the head. And Masawa then falls outside of the ring, and Williams assumes control once again. It seems like every time Masawa tries to build offense, he can't. He gets shut down immediately. And Williams is holding the ring like, come on. Oh, what? Williams going to work? It's like that, Steve Williams. I thought he was just going to wait in the ring and let him come back in, but no, he comes out and does a tope. He didn't even use any momentum. He just dove through the ropes just because. My guy comes out and does a tope, and he hits clean too. And I think the impact of it hit Masawa in the head. For those who don't know, it just looks like Steve Williams' head was made of a brick. It basically hit him head on. Oh, Masawa's in so much pain. Masawa's in so much pain.
My bull's going up top.
And Williams is going to the top. He flexed on him a little bit. Nice diving shoulder tackle. Nice diving shoulder tackle. You did mention he went to Oklahoma. Gut wrench powerbomb. Gut wrench sit-out powerbomb. And the ref reacted too. You saw the ref jump in the air as he did it?
Gut wrench powerbomb, and it's a 2.
And Steve Williams is so much. Again, Masawa's in so much pain. The gut wrench powerbomb obviously landed on the lower back. Go for the side suplex, and he hits and connects. Unlike a lot of the headshots that happened in the first match we watched earlier today, this is no one's taking that kind of severe of a headshot. But that's a good thing. But the back of Masawa is in some serious pain, and that's been the
our first head drop in.
Is what?
I think we're going to get a head drop soon because Williams is going for that Saito suplex. And
Yep.
we know from all Japan matches we watched in the past, they like to land high and tight.
Yes, they do. Finally, Masawa gets the better of a situation, and now he's on his feet and going on the offensive. Forearms to the dome piece. Discus clothesline gets blocked. Clothesline gets blocked. And what an elbow. That elbow caught him clean, and then another one. Discus elbow clean to the head. And
Now you wonder where Cassius Ohno gets that shit.
You're not kidding. That roaring elbow right to the dome. He caught him with two, and then that was the two on the kick out. He didn't even hook a leg either. He just
Crowd's like a crescendo.
The crowd is hot for this. Yeah, absolutely, the crowd is hot. As Misawa finally can continue a run of offense, he needs to, considering all the beating he took. Double underhook, and going for the Tiger Driver. 1, 2, and a kick out. Now Misawa's going to the top. Going for the frog splash. He lands clean, lands high on the chest and the head, and a kick out.
That frog splash was pretty.
That was pretty nice. That was a very nice frog splash. Nice senton.
High and tight, too.
It really was. It was a very nice senton. Back to the top rope he goes. And another one. The hook. Actually, not even a hook. He just covered him and kick out. Good match.
This is so good.
Very entertaining so far. Very entertaining so far. Both guys are completely spent. Both guys are completely spent. And the match continues. Williams is going for the Tiger Driver once again. Williams blocks. Williams backdrops. Misawa lands not on his feet but on his knees and then catches a forearm. Going for that Sayu suplex. Ooh, there you mentioned the high and tight, right? You mentioned the high and tight, right? Ooh. That was you mentioned that you thought a headshot was coming. You were not wrong. You were very much not wrong. Misawa's down and he's out. And he's out of the ring too. He's down and he's out.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead.
He Coops didn't warn us that a headshot was coming. He wasn't kidding. A headshot arrived. That looked like that hurt. Misawa's down and he's out. He has not moved since he rolled to the outside of the ring. I can't believe he even rolled to the outside of the ring. But he is very, very much dead weight right now. The ref just told him where he was. The ref just told him where he was, and he checked him to see if he was still breathing. He is, but he's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion in good shape right now.
No.
Yeah, he is very. He's basically a giant pile of cinder blocks.
Wait.
He's basically a giant pile of cinder blocks right now. He is very, very, very dead weight. You would think this match is over. But that crazy bastard in the green kicked out. I can't believe he kicked out of that.
We'll be saying that crazy bastard in the green a lot during this countdown.
And he kicked out. This guy right here. Somehow he's still conscious after that suplex. He's still conscious after that suplex. And he wants to give it to him again? He wants to get you another one? He wants to get you no. He fights out of it. Though full well it's coming. He threw everything in that forearm, and I do mean everything. He basically collapses to the canvas after he threw his latest forearm.
This cell job's amazing.
It really is. Although it's hard to not believe that a Saito suplex landing that high and tight is not that believable. Although he's trying to hit him another one, he knows what's coming. He's doing everything in his power to block it. And he still gets hit with it, but it doesn't hit anywhere near as destructive or as devastating as the previous one was. This time, at least he landed on his back, not the back of his head. And he kind of used the ropes to do it. It was nice that he walked up the ropes so he can land kind of on his back, as opposed to, had he not done it, he's probably on his head and probably pinned. Another forearm. Oh, all right, we'll take it back to Oklahoma. Oklahoma Stampede. And the hook, the 2, and the kick out.
That was incredible.
Oklahoma out here. I know back then they had to deal with Nebraska in the Big 12. Oklahoma's going to be nice in the Big 12 this year. I think it's them, Texas, and OK State are going to be the 3 teams in the Big 12. Back to the Saito suplex. Alien Heights. Clearly he did not like me saying Oklahoma's going to be challenged with OK State and Texas, but that hurt. The hook of the leg, the 2, and the 3.
Yeah, that should have done it. Oh!
I don't know what I would have done if he kicked out. And everyone in the cousin goes to the ring and checks on these two. These
two were essentially murdered. 27 minutes, 39 seconds of war.
And basically, the Oklahoma Stampede probably took everything out of Misawa. The Oklahoma Stampede that finally connected. And look at Steve Williams. He could barely stand. He had to deliver so much pain, he could barely stand. As his boys are in the corner.
Including John Laurinaitis.
Yep.
Including people.
Yep. People power. As Misawa's in a neck brace or with ice packs surrounding his head.
Ouch.
He's in so much pain right now. The crowd's loving this. There's obviously the procession and the presentation to come with Williams with the belt and with the title, and then the trophy they're the titles being placed on the arm.
There are 3 belts there.
There's 3 of them, yeah. There's 3.
That's why they call it the Triple Crown.
And then the trophy, which this is a monster trophy. Look at this, the size of this thing. This is a massive trophy. I'm impressed by its size. Well done.
They don't mess around with that.
Sure don't. Masawa's still out too. As Williams holds all 3 belts and the trophy high above his head. And Masawa's down and he's out. Clearly Steve Williams believes in the whole Boomer Sooner thing. He believes in the whole Boomer Sooner thing.
That was incredible.
That was a whole lot of violence in a short amount of time, and it all made sense. Why are you trying to get up? Let them help you. Let them help you. Somehow this crazy bastard's on his feet. And he's not holding his back. He's not holding his neck. He's holding his arm. He's holding his collarbone, which is probably where he landed on the second Saito suplex. But he's walking under his own power out of the ring and into the back. And Steve Williams finally waves goodbye and lets him go. But what a very violent match.
Yes, that was very violent. That's what I like in my wrestling. Some violence. Next week, we're going to be reviewing NXT Takeover.
Yes.
We'll be watching an 80s match and a 70s match.
We'll take it back.
We'll be watching Takeover versus Tatsumi Fujinami from New Japan, 6/12/1986.
Okay.
And Terry Funk versus Harley Race, the NWA World Championship is on the line.
Nice.
7/1/77 from Houston, Texas.
All right, that's gonna be some 2 good matches next week, and obviously Takeover 25. We're bound to get at least 1 classic out of this, and who knows what else we're gonna get from Takeover, but it should be very entertaining.
Socials.
Twitter.com/BeastMike's where you can find me. I'm going to be board hopping at Froggy 101 here in State College on Saturday. I'm going to be doing a lot of board hopping this summer with the State College Spikes. So that's where I'm going to be there in June quite a bit. And as your season starts June 15th, so I'm going to be behind the boards, basically producing the content there. So that's where you can catch me for a lot of the summertime.
And you're working at Quick Rock too.
I was there. I decided not to keep that because I'm going to be focusing so much on the Spikes. I'm there for the majority of all the games there, plus a lot of other stuff that's happening at Forever. So decided not to keep that one, but I'm staying at Forever Broadcasting and Froggy and Magic and the bus and the ESPN station there. I'm going to pretty much be all over the place at Forever Broadcasting this summer. Twitter.com is where you can find me. Facebook is Michael Anderson. You can find me there. I'm mainly on Twitter and Facebook, so you can check me there at those stations, at those social sites.
You can find me on Facebook, Danny Kukler. You can find the show on Facebook, Get in the Ring on the Social Suplex. That's where you can find us. You can find me posting about random shit on Twitter at DJD Wrestle. You can hear me and BJ Wanlin's Epic Horn Section podcast on Anchor and on any podcast platform. And yeah, that's all my plugs. Oh yeah, Hard and Heavy. Fridays from 10 to 2. And then it's just incredible.
Big things happening this summer. So I guess I'll do it for us.
I'll do it. DJ D Coops signing off for Beast Mike.